दीर्घनयनं मणिकुण्डलाढ्यं मन्दस्मितं मृगमधोज्ज्वलभालदेशम्. My prostrations at the lotus feet of Mother Lalita. It's a matter of honor, prestige, privilege to be present in such august gathering of experts of Ayurveda and to be practitioners or the future practitioners of Ayurveda, the students of Ayurveda who are sitting here. It's a matter of real privilege. जब मैं ऋषिकेश से निकला तो बुखार था, भाग गया साला। क्या उसकी मिजाज के इतने वैद्य यहाँ बैठे और वो बना रहे हैं। The honor which has been given to the sagely figures in the field of Ayurveda. Vaidya Shri Mama Raj Patak, who is at the age of 85, serving the institution with the energy of a youth. Shri Pandit, Vaidya Shri Pandit, who is also serving the institution and the field of Ayurveda with his extraordinary services. And Aushadhi Bhavan, the manufacturers of Ayurvedic medicine, under the able leadership of Shri Kiran Joshi. All these men have done the work in their respective fields, comparable to the heights of Himalayan peaks. लेकिन ये दिल के भोले लोग हैं, and that gives me the pleasure, added pleasure, to be part of this august gathering. As this honorable, respectable men were introduced by their disciples, I could see the kind of faith and respect they have in their minds. And they were repeatedly compared, or the analogy was used of the sun. So their work is like the work of sun. Keshav Sud, the Marathi poet, he has said that Amala Bagara Gata Prabhadhani Hoti Latarangai. Such work these men have done through their work. I am proud of their work. I congratulate them on being awarded with the first Punarvasu award, which is a small effort to us to honor, to encourage, and to show our respect to the great men who have been relentlessly working for the promotion of Vedic culture. To all the friends who are sitting on the back benches here in this gathering, I am here to give you the confidence I'm here to appreciate your decision of joining the field of Ayurveda. I'm here to congratulate you that you have joined the stream of that career that is going to ensure the healthy mankind in future. So be proud of yourself. My friends who are studying Ayurveda, who have chosen the career of Ayurveda, you must be proud of yourself that you have been given the chance by the divine grace to study such a faculty of knowledge, which is the most integrated science that would be recognized as the complete knowledge base of healthy lifestyle. That is Ayurveda. So be proud of yourself. Be confident. The award is a very little effort. It's an occasion that gives us an opportunity to come together to recognize the great work done by the men in this field, and importantly, do the brainstorming and encourage ourselves to carry forward the flame of knowledge of this wonderful science for the better mankind. I have been given a subject to speak upon. It's Adhyatma, that is spirituality, health, Arogya, and Ayurveda. In front of such knowledgeable people, I am wondering what I should speak about. And the best way to speak when you are confused is to speak your mind. So I am going to speak my mind as a friend with you. As Dr. Yazi mentioned, the kind of yoga which through my little efforts I am trying to promote is called as Maitra Yoga. The yoga of friendship. The modern yoga of friendship. Bhuta paraspare dano maitra jivansi. The message has been given by the young man at the age of 21. It's apt in today's times. When the bond of faith is decaying day by day, the knowledgeable ones, the men of wisdom, have to come forward to re-establish that bond of faith. That is Maitra Yoga. That sense of belief in each other has to be restored. That is need of the time. That is Maitra Yoga. So there is no hierarchy. As a friends, when we walk taking hand in hand or shoulder to shoulder, that is the name of the journey called Maitra Yoga. When we go to the bed every evening, the darkness that surrounds surrounds us. Please switch off your mobile phones. So the darkness which surrounds us and we go to the bed with the confidence that when I get up in the morning, I am going to experience the light of the sun, the Mitra. That is Maitra Yoga. That impeccable bond of faith, belief that the sun is going to rise, creating that unbreakable bond of faith is the goal of Maitra Yoga. How to do this? This can be done through awakened consciousness. Few years before, couple of years before, when I was in Brazil, during one of the satsangs, I was asked a question. Those days that crazy news of doomsday was taking rounds. That on some 20th December, something, the world was going to experience the pralay. That was the news going on. And during the satsang, somebody asked me, Swamiji, what do you think? What will happen on this specific day? The Mayan calendar suggests that the world is going to experience the last day of its existence. Is it true? I said yes. And everybody was shocked. I said, literally, the world may not end on that specific day, but the metaphor needs to be understood better. Which meant that maybe the particular day would accelerate the process of fall of institutions. Various institutions in the name of countries, in the name of social institutions, societies, races, castes, communities. The societal institutions like marriage, education system, political structures. I suggested them that maybe after this phase, these institutions will collapse and we will start questioning about their existence. Do they really exist with the same spirit now? And if we look back, we are at this crossroads where we see that most of these institutions have lost their shine. In spirit, these are not the same institutions which we used to recognize them with the values. So those values are lost. So that fall of institutions has already taken place. The corrupt quality, the societal damage which has happened over last few years and decades, that has reached its peak now. And all these has created a huge amount of confusion, suspicion in the honest minds. My friends, this is the best time, this is the best opportunity to cultivate. This is the dry spell. So work more in the land, work more in the farm, so that when it starts raining, you will have more crop, you will produce more. So the situation which we are experiencing now in the form of fall of institutions and societal decay, This is an opportunity or invitation by the divine for the minds of wisdom to work hard, to work with wisdom for bringing the society again to the newer heights of its existence. That civilization being restored again with new values which are suitable to the modern times, which are suitable to the new times. This is applied spirituality. Spirituality is not all about carrying out certain rituals, abiding yourself to them, feeling bonded or feeling the bondage of rituals. It's not so. Spirituality is liberation. Spirituality is free flying like a bird. Spirituality is breaking the bondage that one's mind experiences. That bondage may be of anything, good or bad. The bondage of rituals or the bondage of bad habits, both are ultimately the bondages. Getting away from them and experiencing the freedom, ultimate freedom, that gives you the non-perishable joy. That's real spirituality. How to experience that spirituality? As I said earlier, with awakened consciousness. We have to increase the consciousness. We have to increase our awareness about the surroundings, about our own life, about our response to the surrounding, to the universe, to the fellow human beings, to the animals, to the plants. And you being the students of Ayurveda, you are best poised than probably any other lot in the society to be in association with the plants and animals and the fellow humans. When I took round in the hospital today morning, I was overwhelmed with the feelings. The kind of wonderful service has been provided by the institution, Ayurveda Sevasana, for the needy and diseased patients, human beings. That's marvelous. The kind of attitude with which the patients are served, that's amazing. This service, subjecting oneself to this service of patients, is a method or is a medium of raising the consciousness. Serving the poor is a way to raise your consciousness. Cleaning the Godavari is a means to raise your consciousness. Feeding a cow is a means to raise your consciousness. Feeding a dog is a means to raise your consciousness. Every morning and evening, showing respect to the parents is a means to raise your consciousness. These are the small means, but they help us to rise to a higher level of existence. They help us to rise to a higher level of consciousness. By doing these means, this is not meditation, this is not doing a puja or ritual. This is a simple human act which we carry, but it takes you to the higher level of consciousness. This applied spirituality needs to be followed, which won't make you feel that sense of bondage. It's a small action that will make you feel liberated. Ayurveda and And this movement or the journey of consciousness are very closely associated. Experiencing the consciousness requires strong and healthy mind and body. When your body itself is weak, is in pain, then how are you going to experience that sense of consciousness? So as Patanjali says in his Ashtanga Yoga, the asana and pranayama, these two aspects of Patanjali and the Ayurvedic lifestyle, they have a very close association. Asana is for strong body. Pranayama is for strong communication with the universe. That vital energy which God is sending to you with every single breath, how to deal with it, that's pranayama. And these two together are the two limbs of Eightfold Path which has been guided by Patanjali to reaching the higher state of consciousness. Ayurveda, with its huge knowledge base, is the best means to achieve the strength on these two fronts. The first two limbs of Ashtanga Yoga are Yama and Niyama. Interestingly, they also have a close association with Ayurveda. Since the practitioners of Ayurveda or the people or the friends who live the Ayurveda-based lifestyle, you have to have close association with the plants and the animals. That is Yama. How to be in association with the universe? The simple definition of Yama is how to be in association with the universe. And the next stage is Niyama, the rules and regulations of being in association with the universe. So the Bahyaranga of Yoga, which forms these four steps, four phases, four limbs, Yama, Niyama, Asana and Pranayama, is all about Ayurveda. So a man on a spiritual journey, a soul on a spiritual journey, won't succeed if he doesn't follow Ayurveda to be strong enough, to be capable enough to reach to the stage or the next four stages of his spiritual journey. My friends, it's easy to make a light talk. It's easy to share some jokes with you. In fact, I would have loved to do that. But the kind of subject which I am supposed to interact with you, I don't want to bring its standards down by any means. So I will stick to the line of being close to the subject matter and trying to make you serious about the lifestyle of Ayurveda being implemented for reaching the goals, the spiritual goals, for reaching the spiritual goals, being one with the Supreme. The Shiva Sutra of Kashmir Saivism says Chaitanya Atma. The Supreme Consciousness is the core of existentiality. Chaitanya Atma. The soul of existentiality is supreme consciousness. One may call it Shiva, one may call it Allah, one may call it Jesus, one may call it by any name, but ultimately it's a supreme consciousness. That's the most expanded consciousness. That is Chaitanya. That's the soul. To reach that expanded consciousness, to reach that state of consciousness, the means is knowing the surrounding first, that is yama, defining the rules and regulations of dealing with the surrounding, the universe, that is niyama, dealing with health of your own body, asana, improving and establishing and re-establishing the communion with the universal vital energy, that is pranayama, and then going to the antaranga aspect of it, the internal aspects of the spiritual journey, going into the guhya aspect of it, the secrets of it, through pratyahara, focusing through senses, then dharana, one sense, then dhyan, extended state of being focused, and samadhi, being in a state which is inseparable from the Supreme Consciousness. If this is the journey of reaching the higher state of consciousness, then my friends, the very first 4 steps require you to be in best communication with the whole universe. Unless you understand it, unless you establish the bond of, strong bond of union with that universal forces, it is impossible to experience that state of being focused, that state of calmness during the next 4 states of union with the Supreme Consciousness and the ultimate experience of inseparable consciousness. There are 2 ways to reach this state of consciousness. One is conditioning and another is deconditioning. Learning and unlearning. The first thing which you are doing now is learning. Know about the plants, know about the human body, know about its response with certain situations, change in the climate, change in the dinacharya, rutucharya, whatever. So you are learning that now. This is conditioning. And when you reach a state where mind rules over body, then this conditioning should not come in play. Then you have to learn about deconditioning, forgetting everything. So to master in spirituality, you have to learn and unlearn consistently, always. Limited significance, knowing the limited significance of things is very important. Once a man was traveling in his spiritual quest. He was wandering in the mountains, along the rivers. Wherever his wish will guide him to go, he will go there. This man was enjoying his journey. He was happy. While traveling along the river, he realized that on the other side of the river, on the other bank, there is even beautiful world. I should go there. I should reach there. I should see the beautiful universe which is on the other side of the river. How to go? He doesn't have any means there. He is in the thick jungle, thick forest. this need of going or crossing the river helped him to bring out the scientist in him to produce a float from the available material there. The dry wood and whatever he could find, he made a nice float of it, out of it. He put the float on the river water, he sat on it, and to his surprise, he successfully crossed the river. He was happy. Bravo, I did it. He really realized that the world, the universe which he saw from the other side of the river is so beautiful. And then the thought came to his mind, it's because of this float. It's because of this float I have been successful in crossing the river and experiencing this beautiful universe. And the attachment for this float made him decide that this float is a very useful thing in his life and he should carry it during his whole journey. So he took that heavy float on his back and he started climbing the mountain. Just after a little walk, he realized, bloody, this float is very heavy. Why should I carry this? Is this really useful? Is this really going to help me all my journey that I have to carry in this segment of my journey? And then he realized, it's of no use. He threw away the float and he started enjoying his journey further. My friends, everything in life has limited significance. Every relationship is of limited significance. A wise man who knows the limited significance of every single relationship with living and non-living thing would be successful in his endeavor, which will take him to a heightened consciousness. Our journey to a higher consciousness comes with obstacles. That lot of knowledge which you are gathering through your books, through the teachings of your seniors, may at one point of time develop sense of ego in your mind. I know that kind of ego. And the moment this ego comes, know that decline from the higher consciousness, state of higher consciousness has already started. Ego is one of the biggest obstacles in becoming a conscious man, a conscious human being. When the gods and demons went into the fight, they had huge war between them. Demons lost the battle, they lost the war, and gods won under the able leadership of Indra. The king of gods, Indra, for obvious reasons, developed a sense of pride in his mind that it's my leadership qualities, it's my quality of leadership that has given success to the gods in this war. That was the sense of ego. And the gathering of the gods, the assembly of the gods, is addressing of after the war. He is sitting in his throne. He is about to rise and address the gods. Oh my fellow gods. He is about to do that. Supreme Consciousness, Parabrahma Paramatma, the Supreme Being, he realized that if the King of God develops the sense of ego in his mind, then the universe is at danger. Then the sense of judgment will be affected, which is supposed to be duly delivered and followed by the king. If that sense of judgment is affected because of ego of the King of God, then the gods and the Martyalok, the human beings on the earth, will be at danger. So the Supreme Being, he decided to take this ego of Indra out. He took a form of a beautiful, handsome young man. He stood behind the assembly of the gods. It was such a glowing, handsome young boy that Indra, from his throne, he realized that some unique, godly figure is standing there and I must know about it. So he called Lord Agni, Garhapatya Agni, and he said, "Oh Agni, could you please go and check out who that handsome boy is?" Agni, with limited sense of pride, that what a small job my king has asked me to do for, went running to the handsome man. And he said, before he could ask the question to the Parabrahma Paramatma, the Parabrahma Paramatma, he himself asked the question to Agni. "Oh you, who are you and what do you do?" Agni, with a little sense of pride, told him, "I am Lord Patyagni. Whatever comes my way, I burn it." Parabrahma Paramatma, the Supreme Being, the Supreme Consciousness, took out a small dry blade of grass in his hand and he said, "Would you please burn this for me?" Agni, with his all power of burning fire, tried to burn it, and for a moment the Supreme Being pulled that power of burning from Agni, and Agni could not burn it. It was shocked. Agni was shocked. He said, "In my life it has never happened. How could this happen?" Without even asking any question to this gentleman, he ran back, came back to Indra and he said, "My lord, I am sorry. I couldn't know who is he." Indra thought that probably the war is not over. Maybe the Mayavi Rakshas, the demon, is still alive and he is testing us. And maybe he has some plans to damage this assembly and do damage to the gods here. Indra called Vayu, Matarishva Vayu, and he said, "Vayu, go to him and please find out who is he." Vayu, with its speed, went to this handsome man and he said, before he could say anything, the Parabrahma Paramatma, the Supreme Being, asked to Vayu, "Oh you, who are you and what do you do?" He said, "I am Matarishva Vayu. Whatever comes my way, I blow it away." He did the same thing. "This is a small dry blade of grass. Would you blow this away for me?" And to his surprise, Vayu couldn't do that. Vayu was shocked. He came back running. He said, "My lord, Indra, I am sorry. I couldn't know who is he." Indra rose in his seat, afraid, scared, challenged, furious. Certainly this is some Mayavi demon. I must go, I must deal with it. And putting his hand on his vajra, he, with the speed of a courageous man, went to him. And before Indra could reach near to him, this handsome man started running. He started running with the faster speed, even with the faster speed, which even probably Vayu couldn't catch him. Indra couldn't even go near to him. Indra couldn't even see his features from close. With panic, with anxiety, Indra started running behind him, to search, to find him, to know about him. And in the search, from the mountains, from the valleys, along the rivers, Indra came to a cave where Mother Parvati, Uma, she was meditating. Indra thought that as Mother knows everything, I should ask Parvati who was he. Mother, would you please help me to know who this man was? Indra, Parvati said, couldn't you know the Supreme Being, the Parabrahma Paramatma that was tasting you? Ah. Was it Parabrahma Paramatma? Was it Supreme Being? The Supreme Consciousness, the God, God of gods. Then why couldn't I even see his features from close, my mother? He asked Parvati. Parvati said, my God, those who develop the sense of ego cannot know even little about Supreme Being. This is the moral of the story. If you have to be successful in your spiritual journey, if you have to reach the higher state of consciousness, if you have to know the Supreme Being, the God, then that sense of ego will be the biggest obstacle, which was the case in the case of Indra. So my friends, you the travelers on the journey of knowledge of Ayurveda, if you develop the sense of ego, know that your heightened consciousness, through your sense of ego, you are bringing yourself down. So my advice, my request, my suggestion to you is never get attracted towards the sense of ego. We have to build a conscious society. The five senses which have been provided to us by the God, we have to use them effectively to build a conscious society around us through our efforts, conscious efforts. And in that, persistence, lack of ego, and tremendous faith in one's own abilities and the divine grace is going to be the key to reach there. And faith is very important. That faith is the most important thing. Belief in one's own abilities and in the abilities or in the divine grace. I believe you all with this wonderful opportunity provided to you by the Divine to be on the journey of knowledge of Ayurveda would utilize this opportunity not only to be a good expert in Ayurveda, but being a conscious traveler in the journey of building a conscious society. I wish you all the best. May the honorable gentlemen on the dais continue to guide in the fields of Ayurveda as well as character building to all of you, and we all together with the divine grace succeed in building happy, healthy and conscious society. Hari Om. Shubham Bhavat.
धन्यवाद स्वामीजी. आपणा सर्वांना एका वेगळ्या स्पिरिच्युअल लेवलवर त्यांनी नेलेले आहे. जीवनाचं मोठं तत्वज्ञान त्यांनी छोट्या छोट्या गोष्टींमधून आपल्याला स्पष्ट करून सांगितलेलं आहे. पुन्हा मी एकदा त्यांचे आभार मानते. आजचा हा कार्यक्रम यशस्वी होण्यासाठी अनेकांनी आपल्याला मदत केलेली आहे. या सर्वांचे यामध्ये आयुर्वेद सेवा संघ